Hello and welcome to the Craftsman Show. My name is your host, the Craftsman. I hope you're doing good today. Today we're finna talk about epoxy clay jewelry looking. I was just going to show y'all a pendant design and just, how to do it. But I said, you know what? I'm just going to unload on y'all a whole bunch of little techniques and things that I like to use when it comes time to do texture. We're going to get creative with this right here. Y'all ready? At this time, I would suggest that you pause the video and go into the kitchen, get you a nice cup of iced tea, and come on back and let's do some crafting together. Now, those of y'all that's been with me for quite a few episodes, I already know the Craftsman likes Apoxie Sculpt. All it is an A to B, and once you mix it together, you got your good few hours to work with it, but it cures on its own. All right, that's why I like it. You ain't got to put it in an oven, and that's no disrespect to Sculpting. I know a lot of people like Sculpting, and I also like Sculpting. It's got its own unique benefits. I think it's real easy to sculpt with, whereas with if you're going to do some sculpting with this, you probably need to mix it and let it sit for maybe 15-20 minutes, something like that, and then it's going to be in a better shape to hold its form. And because it's a epoxy, the result is a fairly, it's pretty strong, pretty durable little thing that you make out of this, all right? And then you can sand it, drill it, tap it, polish it, and ain't got to worry about it cracking, breaking, crumbling, falling apart, discombobulating on you. I got all kinds of little things like this, see? Y'all might recognize this if you've been with me for quite a few episodes. Y'all might have seen my capuchons video that I did. And I show how you can use these bezels. That's called a bezel. But then you got these called open back bezel. How come that is? It's because it's open back. See? We're going to be mixing up some clay and then putting it down into our little bezels, whichever one we decide on. We're probably going to do 2 or 3 at a time. I don't know. In case y'all ever wonder, does Craftsman script this? I ain't script nothing. So, whenever y'all walk around outside, what do you see? To me, I see skies of blue, red roses too, and also textures. There are textures all up over the place. And so what I would like to accomplish is to basically say we want to transfer that texture off of something and put that into the clay. Well, you might be thinking, Craftsman, all you got to do is just put your clay inside there, squish it, and then press that up against it. True, you could capture some of that way, but you're going to be capturing the negative of this. I would like to capture that texture just like it is, like that right there. How do you do that? You can use some mold putty, EasyMold silicone putty by Custom Craft. I like that. We should be able to do a couple things with that. You want to get it to a good uniform, consistent color like that. And now we ready to roll. To be honest with you, I kind of like that right there. Now some people might be thinking, Craftsman, you're supposed to spray that and seal it in before you put silicone. Well, just hang with me. I think we're going to make it work. This is going to stick to this pretty well, but it ain't like a liquid silicone, you know what I'm saying? To where it's going to be real hard to get off. This will come up off of here. Trust me. And also, I don't want to change the finish, because if we make this glossy and seal it in, then the mold, everything you reproduce is going to be glossy looking, all right? So we just mushing it down because the more of it that you can capture, the better off, get more real estate out of it. It don't take but probably about 20 minutes, 30 minutes maybe for this to cure. I did look through some of the other little pieces I had in my shop right there. And they got some little neat textures and things. I'm trying to think about how that would look as a texture, kind of offset like that, We just trying to open up our eyes a little bit, open up our mind and see can we get some possibilities out of this. textures on the back, kind of neat looking. That's kind of neat. You know, what do y'all see? Now, if y'all see something you like, you just holler at me. Tell me. Let's do that. Let's capture this side right here. What y'all think? And we just gonna mush it down in there. Whenever I'm giving my classes on hip hop, R&B, rap music and things like that, because I teach a class at the community college on rapping and on dance musics and stuff like that. I've been teaching that for about probably 35 years. I've been teaching that class. I'm just playing with y'all. I don't teach no rap class. They don't have a rap class at community college. I'm just playing with y'all. But what I do like to think of is sampling. Do y'all know about sampling? And music is where you take a song and then you take part of that song and you say, let me just take a sample of this. Like you go up into Sam's and they're handing out samples. They don't give you the whole thing. They just give you part of it. That's a sample. And you're not taking the whole song from somebody. You're just taking a sample, all right? With this mold putty, we sampling from nature. We just say, hey, Lord, I like what you did with that right there. I'm going to sample that if you don't mind and use it up in a pendant because I like that texture. I like how you did that. So that's what I think of about sampling. Now we're going to just mix up the epoxy clay real thoroughly. You want to get a good uniformity color. Speaking of color, we're going to talk about different ways that you can colorify this. We got some vibrant options. We got some, we're going to do some metallic looking. All kinds of different things that you can do. I'll go ahead and tell you a little secret right now that I learned directly from Aves and them in an email correspondence. You can take you some little oil color like that right there. Oil color. And just a little dab of that stuff. And go ahead and put just a little dab and mix it. And it will just colorify that whole thing, solid color that. You also can, right now, you can mix it with mica powders. All kinds of stuff you can do to color it at this point, all right? But for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and keep it plain because I'm going to color mine after the fact and show y'all some little techniques with that. This right here looks like it's cured, so I'm just going to take and start to peel that off. And there we go. The only thing that you might have to do at this point is to go in and just kind of get into the little wood, the little residuals out of there. But you know, clean that off. And let's check the other ones. Right there. That's pretty neat. So we got us 3 nature brushes. We sampled them. They've been sampled from nature. Nature. What I'm trying to say. Now once you have got your Apoxie Sculpt mixed, you ain't got to get in too big a hurry, all right? In my experience, I try to have done what I need to get done within about few hours, you know, but we ain't got to get in too big a hurry. So I'm gonna set that to a side. I'm gonna take these and just kind of wash them and clean them, get them ready. I like to take and sketch out some little ideas and things like that. I was thinking, you know, we could do a wood texture. You can just take and sketch your own little texture. You ain't got to use these things, you know. That's just something I kind of like to do and wanted to show y'all. You could simply just push the clay down into this like that right there. And just get it all around. Get that in there like you like it. And then you could take and just, you know, you could come in here with some little tools and things and just kind of start carving on it. Now what I like to do if I was going to do that way, I like these little silicone brushes like that right there. You know, they're flexible. I dip my brush in some safety solvent and that kind of helps the It helps it to kind of melt through, kind of cut through, gives you smooth lines and things. Now some people just, you know, you could just use water if you wanted to. Let's say you wanted to get creative with it and just come in. And, you know, and see, just like that, you got 3 lines going across it. See there? So I'm going to find me a place on here that I like. And what I'm going to do is like that right there. And just kind of come across it like that. And I might not have picked the best place to do it, you know. And that's okay. I might just have to start over. But we'll see. Alright, so that gives me a wood texture like that. So what I can do is I can go around and clean up these edges and things. And just wait till this thing is cured and we can do some color. I'm telling y'all, hang with me, see what happens. If you see a little feature that you like to, you want to accentuate, you can take your little brush and just kind of cut in and just kind of bring things out, shape things around. Don't be afraid to get creative with it. Let's do us a square when y'all want to. Let's mush that down into it. I'm not sliding it around, I'm just sliding my fingers around and then holding this in the same spot. You know, we want to make a good impression on it, you know what I'm saying? Let's see what that looks like. I think that's pretty neat right there. And then I'm just going to go around and clean up these edges. What I'm going to do is go ahead and clean up so you can see that frame all the way around. You know, you want that to show. We're going to get creative and put this little, y'all see that? That's a little piece of mother of pearl. I got a little thing like that, by the way, in case y'all was wondering. I got a little thing, mother of pearls, and that's some tiger eye right there. See that? You know what that is? That's called labradorite. That comes from, you know. And since I'm hung up on this particular texture right there, I'm going to go ahead and use it again. Making sure not to slide it around, but making sure that while you're holding it down, you get all the points pushed in. And if we mess up, we can just do it again, you know. Second chances. All right. And that's what I would call satisfactory. I found that and I said, look, that might be a good size. Because, you know, I thought this was too big. That'd be too big to go in it. See, that's how I'm checking it like that right there. See? That's a little bit too big. So I said, but look at that one. You know, that might fit pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just kind of basically without too much thought, just kind of get it centered. So let's say I'm going to put me a little mother pearl up in that corner like that. So I'm just going to take me something like a drill bit and then come in there like that right there. And then what's going to happen, see when this all cures and everything, then I colorify this, then I'm going to I'll glue this in there, you know what I'm saying? I'll come back and then, you know, then I'll set that in there and glue it into it, but, excuse me, there we go. But for that right there, what I thought would look real neat is to go ahead and build up a little bezel. Let's sculpt it, you know. Let's go ahead and take us a little clay and just roll it up. And so, then I'm just kind of roughly getting approximately where I need to be. See, when you look at it at first, you're like, craftsman, that looks like whoop-de-doo. But that's all right. We're going to take, and we're going to just make it work. I ain't giving up now, you know what I'm saying? We're not about to give up on this. Come on. I bet you we could just about make this look good. How much you want to bet? What I think I want to do is to kind of match the texture with the grain texture, I'm gonna come around and do me some little design like this. And then I'm gonna make me some even skinnier ones with my X-Acto knife. I don't know, what if we pretend like that's a knot in the tree? You know, and that's what that's kind of set in. And add a little piece like that. So, I don't know, I might go ahead and add me another little piece. What do y'all think? Add something up here. You know, something, maybe a little smaller piece than that. Now for this one right here, I wanted to try a metallic looking effect. And so I got some Pearl X mica powders. Before this gets to curing, I'm gonna go ahead and just dip that in there. And then just come in here real liberally. All up over this. And it's best if you can use a soft bristle brush. You don't want to, you know, change the texture of it, you know, what you've already got. Anytime you messing with powders, mica powder, any kind of powder, wear you a respirator, dust mask, okay? Craftsman, I ain't got bezels and stuff like that. You show me all this, I can't spend money on bezels. You ain't got to use bezels. I'm about to show you right here. You can take some, this is a neat little trick. You can take the powder and just put it right up into your mold like this, all up in it. I'm going to push it down into this. And you can take you and go ahead and say, you know, I want to have me some hanging hardware coming through here. You got your little hole. And then when that cures, you got a little, you know, a little texture looking pendant. We're going to take some bronze powder now. See that? That's bronze powder. Brush it all up on this. And then there you go. I'm just kidding. We're going to come in with this, my favorite little texture right there. And just mush down into it. All right. And then you can come up off of it like that. And then we got us a little, I done got bronze mica powder all up over my camera. Over the focus ring, look at that. So then I'm gonna take and just make sure I got enough on it. And let that cure. Look at that. This is a new line I'm introducing to y'all today. It's called tree texture looking pendants and things that you can wear for any occasions. And sometimes you might want to make your hardware, for example, the bronze like that, should match pretty good with this bronze powder. See that? It can almost look like a solid bronze piece if you if that's what you're going for. And then we're gonna let all this stuff cure, all right? I'm about to go get me something to eat. What y'all doing? But Craftsman, I'm about to go to a party. I forgot to bring a present, and I ain't got time to wait for that to cure overnight. What can I do about this? This is the 6-minute gift option right there. JB Webb, quick web. Make you some jewelry fast. Now these have all cured. They nice and have cured solid. All right. Now we finna do a little black wash on these. And look, for that, I really like this black wash right here. It's already made up, you know. But you can use just some acrylic paint diluted with water. I've showed that many times in my episode because I think just about every episode I do a black wash on something. But anyway, so let's try this. Let's see. Now what I'm doing is I don't like to just let it sit there too long and turn it all black, you know. I like to go ahead and just kind of hit that surface, and so that you got some black down in the crevices and creases. Now if you get the feeling like that you put too much black wash on it or something and you want to bring out some of the highlights, then take you just a little bit of mica powder like that and just kind of come through here and rub across them little high spots, you see. And that's going to help them little highlights kind of come out, you know. See that right there? Now at this point, I will go ahead and take and spray you on some kind of sealer. I use a clear acrylic, and that's going to seal the mica and everything down onto the surface where it ain't going to be flaking off, rubbing off. And then we'll go to the next step. Now let's say we wanted to add some color, some vibrance to our clay, and we want it to be all the way through, not just on the surface of the epoxy clay, but we want that color to be permeated all up in it. For the first one, I'm just going to take me a little bit of some oil color like that. Just try you a little and go to mixing it. Let's see. Okay, look like we can add a little bit more to it. You just don't want to do too much right at the beginning, and then it'd be overwhelmed with that oil paint, you know what I'm saying? So you just want to take and mix it and just add paint until you feel like it's vibrant enough that you like it. All right, so get that paint off of there. So now what we got, look at this color, solid color all the way. And that's going to cure and be a nice vibrant color. So really, you really only limited on the color to whatever colors that you have available. Then you also can take you some mica powder like that. Let's try that one. You can just basically just do that right there. And then I'm gonna mix it and test it and see how I like it. And if we need to add us some more, go ahead and mix it up some more. But look, pick up all that mica powder. The thing is, you just don't want to get to a point where it's too dry, you know. To thin it out some, I might even add me some safety solvent to it, you know. Might do that. So that's completely permeated. Now, but if you want to maintain the sheen, you know what I'm saying, that you get from a mica powder, now we're just taking, you know, on your finished product, go ahead and just kind of brush you some on there. This is alcohol inks. I don't know. Let's try this pebble color, see what happens. So what's going to happen with alcohol-based inks is that it can penetrate a non-porous surface like this right here, clay. You can use this on plastics and things like that, you know. Let's see, make sure we got it all up in there good. I'm just going to lightly hit across the top of it like that, you see. And then we want to let that, oh, also, I take the metal edge like that right there, the bezel, and just go ahead and wipe that down real quick. And then we're going to set this aside and check on it a little while. I almost look like a piece of wood with the a little shiny stuck in it. So we got this brown piece right there that we did the alcohol inks on, and now I want to come in and do a black wash on it. I decided to go ahead and bring out some of the little highlights. I just got me some little sand and sponge right there. Hold up, craftsman. I want my stuff to be a lot more metal than that right there. looking metal. I want it to be some real metal up in it. How can we do that? All right. If you want to add some weight to your pieces, you can mix in some oxides and things like that. Now this is real, actual iron oxide. Magnetism also included, not sold separately. And what this will do, this is real, actual, bona fide nickel silver powder. All right. So, AKA, it's gonna cost a lot of money. I've been using this thing for several years, and I just been using little bits of it. And I'm gonna show you how that you can use this to get a real metal effect. And I done ran out of this Apoxie Sculpt, but that's all right. I can use my Fix It Sculpt. It's gonna pretty much work the same thing. You also can get stainless steel powder and copper powder. So we want to make us a square pendant, and we're going to use this metal clay, quote unquote. Make sure we get these corners good filled in. The silver powder looks like that right there. It don't look silvery, but the silver gonna come in a separate process. And this is what they call dusting the mold. All right, we just going to get pretty liberal with it on here, pretty generous with it, just to give me a good coating. I like to also put some silver powder up on the piece like that. I got my Fago can over there rattling with all this pressure I'm putting on this workbench. Fago. So that right there, what I'm going to do is set it down and let that thing cure overnight. It almost just looks like the clay, you know. But we know that we put that silver, that nickel silver powder all up on this. So what we need to do is to bring that back out. I like to take some steel wool and just kind of start working on a little bit like that. Start rubbing it. And you can see the metal starting to come out. Now that's a real metal effect right there, cause that's real metal that you're rubbing against metal, you know. Take the back of a spoon and kind of rub it like that. Hit them little high points like that right there. And y'all know we got to put some black wash up on this thing. Let's see. Let's do something a little bit different. Look at this right here. Oh, by the way, that's a film camera. I hope this video gave y'all some creative ideas that you can use to make gifts for your friends, family, loved ones, co-workers, siblings, aunts, uncles, all situations of your family that you can think of. There's a whole world of possibility available to you with epoxy clay, some mica powders, some color, paint, textures. Go sample use some textures from nature. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. I hope to see you again soon, and I appreciate you letting me bring some little crafts, DIY looking things into your home today. I love y'all, and keep steady crafting.